Today I want to show you guys how you can micro meal prep. Basically, I believe that if you don't have time to do a full-scale full week meal prep, that takes anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. That is okay. You can still meal prep, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I'll be showing you guys how to prepare 4 different plant-based proteins so that you'll be able to just throw together a quick veggie, a quick carb, or a starch to go along with your protein and make really simple, quick, delicious, nourishing meals throughout the week. So let's get right into it. If you've been plant-based for a little while, or you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably know that I love me some tofu scramble. Now, we're gonna be doing a slightly different approach to a tofu-based egg situation. We're gonna be making tofu egg patties, and these are honestly so game-changing if you love a good breakfast sandwich. They won't fall apart, they won't crumble out of your sandwich like tofu scramble often does, which can be a little bit messy, a little bit frustrating to eat. So I'm gonna show you how to meal prep a pretty large batch of tofu egg patties in like 10 minutes, and they're so delicious. They're eggy, they're soft, they're tender, and oh my gosh, they're so satisfying, and they just work so good in sandwiches. You are going to love these. All right, 5 simple ingredients plus some spices are all you need to make these delicious eggy tofu patties. So let's get right on into it by slicing up our block of firm or extra firm tofu into 8 even slices. You can do it in whatever shape or dimension you like. And then we're going to make our kind of eggy tasting batter. So add some chickpea flour to a bowl plus some onion powder, garlic powder, turmeric, black pepper, and black salt, also known as kala namak. Gives it a delicious kind of eggy scent and flavor. Then add some soy sauce and drippy tahini. These will add not only saltiness, savoriness, and flavor, but also some really nice creamy texture. Then for a little bit of acidity and tang, we're going to add some Dijon mustard and a few tablespoons of water just to thin out the batter to be kind of almost like a runny pancake batter. I think I used about 3 or 4 tablespoons here, but you use just as much as you need to get the batter looking pretty much something like this. Not too thick that it just kind of clumps up and gets all over the place, but thin enough that it will just nicely and evenly coat each slice of tofu. So now you can go ahead and dunk each piece of your tofu into the batter and just kind of shake or slide off the excess batter off the side of the bowl, and pretty much repeat with your remaining tofu slices until you got something that looks like this. And you can pour over any remaining batter directly over top of your slices of tofu, and then just pop those bad girls in the oven and bake them up for about half hour or so until they come out all deep golden in color. They're a little bit crispy around the edges. The batter's kind of firmed up a little bit and the slices have gotten a little bit firmer. So simple, right? Now you just pretty much eat them however you want. I'm just going to show you my delicious example of the perfect way to eat your eggy tofu slices in a sandwich. I added a little bit of plant-based mayo with some Dijon mustard, some lettuce, tomato, and a couple of our delicious little eggy slices. These honestly taste so good. They've really got all the flavor you could want. They're salty, they're savory. The black salt really adds that nice eggy component that you want in an eggy sandwich. And they're just so perfect because they don't crumble and fall out of your sandwich like tofu scramble would. And oh my gosh, they're just so darn good. Not only are they great in sandwiches, but you can also eat them in like a breakfast bowl with some like baked beans, some tomatoes, some tempeh bacon. Seriously, such a good combo. It's like the perfect almost English style breakfast. Great when you're just feeling like a really cozy, hearty, delicious breakfast. Okay, so we've covered a nice breakfast option. We're gonna move on to a pretty cool high protein lunch option using chickpeas. Mashed chickpea salads are honestly one of the simplest proteins you can possibly prepare. It takes 10 minutes. All you have to do is grab any kind of veggie that you have in your fridge. I'm talking simple things like onions, celery, you can use carrots if you want, cucumbers, things that are nice and crunchy. Add flavor with things like mayonnaise, pickles, mustard, anything tangy and zippy that you love. And then you add your protein with the chickpeas. Heck, if you don't have chickpeas, you can even use any other kind of canned bean you like. let's get right into it. Oh my goodness, another 5-ingredient situation plus spices. What? Am I coming up with some sort of theme here? Maybe, maybe not. Let's start by mashing up our chickpeas in a bowl. Very simple, you can do this with a fork or with a potato masher. You do you, boo. And now you just have to chop up a couple vegetables. We're talking some celery slices and some onion. I went with just 2 small celery stalks here, but you can really use as much or as little celery as you like. And then we're gonna also chop up 1 small onion. I chose white onion, but red onion is also totally delicious in chickpea salads. Personally, I find the smaller the dice, the better. But if you like things extra chunky, you can opt for that as well. If you don't have white onion, you can also use like just chopped chives or green onions. Now for some extra tang and pickliness, we're just gonna add some sliced up gherkin pickles, but you can also use dill pickles too if you like. Then for all the flavor, we're gonna add onion powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika, salt and pepper, and then just a little bit of vegan mayonnaise to help everything kind of mix together. But you could also use plant-based sour cream if you don't have mayo. And that's literally it. Like, how simple was that? Like I said, you can whip this up in honestly 10 minutes or less. Heck, if you didn't feel like chopping, you could do all of this in a food processor and it will turn out just as good. It's the perfect lazy, high protein situation for when you just want a really quick meal, but want like 0 effort involved. Eat it straight out of the bowl, put it in a wrap, put it in a sandwich. Heck, you can even scoop it up with some tortilla chips. That is actually one of my favorite ways to enjoy chickpea salad. Does that make me weird? I don't know, maybe. Do I care? Not really. Okay people, moving on to our third source of plant-based protein in this video that we're covering. We're talking about split red lentils, and I'm gonna show you guys how to make a really simple curried lentil side dish that you can eat on its own as kind of like a soupy, stewy situation. You can eat it with a grain if you want it to be a little bit more of a filling dinner. You can eat it with a pita bread. You can honestly spread it on top of toast. Curried red lentils are so versatile, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make them in like 30 minutes. Okay, for these curried lentils, you'll need some veggie broth, curry powder, split red lentils, garlic and onion, tomato, lime juice, plant-based sour cream, and some mustard seeds. Start off by mincing up your garlic and onion and tomatoes and heating up some oil in a deep saute pan. Then you're gonna wanna toast your mustard seeds in the oil for about 3 to 4 minutes until they turn golden in color and they start to pop just ever so slightly. And then you wanna add in your diced tomatoes and onion and let those cook down for about 6 to 7 minutes, just until the onions become nice and translucent and the tomatoes have released some of their juices. And then we're gonna add in the curry powder and garlic. We wanna stir those together, let the curry powder toast for about 2 minutes, let the spices kind of just commingle with all the other ingredients, you know, build up that flavor. And then you're just gonna add the red lentils and veggie broth. And if you don't even have veggie broth, hot water is just totally fine. Then just give that all a good stir, bring it up to a boil. Once it's boiling, cover it with a lid, turn the heat down to low, and we're just gonna let that cook for about 15 minutes until your lentils are pretty much cooked. They should be al dente with almost no liquid remaining in the pan. Now, I love adding plant-based sour cream to this dish, but if you don't have that, you could also sub it out for some coconut milk. Sour cream will add a little bit more tang, but that's okay. You can just add a little bit more lime juice. Season it with salt and pepper to taste, give it all a good stir, and just let the sauce kind of thicken up a little bit for about 3 to 4 minutes, and it should look something like this. It's dreamy, it's creamy. It literally took like 20 minutes, and it is honestly good enough to eat just on its own. Like, I could eat it right out of this bowl if I was feeling like super lazy. You can just get so darn creative with simple meals like this, and it's just so filling and delicious. Okay, finishing off our protein prep, we're gonna sneak in kind of a bonus recipe here in the form of a snack, being a white bean dip. If you guys are a fan of hummuses, you are going to love white bean dips. White beans, 1, are super soft, so they blend really nicely. They get super smooth, so they're like ideal for dips. 2, they're incredibly cheap. You can buy canned white beans, also known as white kidney beans, cannellini beans. You can buy them dry, cook them up yourself in a pressure cooker, whatever floats your boat. But basically what I'm trying to say is you need more white beans in your life because they are great in dips, and dips are great for snacking. They're great for veggies, these. They're great for crackers. You can put them in wraps. You can put them on sandwiches. You can, heck, incorporate your dips into literally any of these meals I've shown you how to make today. Micro meal prep, you guys. Let's make it a thing. Let me know in a comment below what you need help with when it comes to micro meal prepping. I want to know. I want to help. I'm here for you. Like this video, subscribe below, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye-bye.